Trump goes head-to-head with ABC News' Terry Moran. It was this president's least favorite type of television: reality. This is just another day. Since the dawn of time, there have always been universally accepted dichotomies: war and peace, joy and sorrow, decency and J.D. Vance. And over the last 24 hours, another stark contrast was on full display.
Do you trust him?
I don't trust you. I don't trust a lot of people. I don't trust you. Look at you. You come in all shooting for bear. You're so happy to do the interview.
I am
and
happy.
Then you start hitting me with fake questions.
President, your first 100 days has far exceeded that of any other presidency in this country, ever. Ever. Never seen anything like it. Thank you.
Yes, Trump's happy place and Trump's sad place. Last night, in what was possibly the worst gift he could have given himself on this 100th day in office, he sat down with Terry Moran of ABC News to spend 40 minutes denying that the last few months have been anything less than exceptional. And this morning, he nestled into the warm embrace of his adoring cabinet. It has become abundantly clear there are two worlds for this administration: the world of fact and the world of fiction. Take the economy. Since the outset of Trump's chaotic trade war, more than $6.5 trillion have been wiped from the value of public companies. We still have zero big, beautiful deals in place with our trading partners. And all of this instability combined with Trump's piss-poor messaging has led to tens of thousands of layoffs around the country. Those are facts. Facts Trump was asked about by Terry Moran.
But it's the tariffs, right? We still have 145% tariffs on China. Your Treasury Secretary said we basically have an embargo on China.
Look, you're trying to say something's going to happen, Terry.
No, okay, well,
nothing's going to happen.
You know business.
Terry,
I want to ask you.
I do know business.
Yes,
and
so 145% tariffs on China, and that is
That's good.
basically
That's
an
good.
embargo.
They deserve it.
It'll raise prices on
They
everything
deserve
from
it.
electronics to clothing to building houses.
You don't know that.
Gotta love Trump, a guy who doesn't know that, lecturing Terry Moran, a guy who does know that, about what he does or doesn't know. Now, contrast that with Trump's cabinet meeting this morning.
Sir, it's been a momentous 100 days with you at the helm. Energy costs have plummeted, mortgage rates are down, food costs are moving lower, and American families are finding their financial footing again.
Right, you've got the tariffs and the hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars coming in to build the External Revenue Service. That our objective, of course, is to replace the Internal Revenue Service and let those outside countries trading with us, let them pay their fair share.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All of that sounds great. And it'd be even better if any of it was actually true. But it is fiction. Hundreds of billions of dollars are not coming in to build the External Revenue Service, which, by the way, is a fictitious agency. They changed one word to sound like tough guys, which you know Pete Hegseth is dying to do. Somewhere he sketched out a badass logo for the Department of Offense. But Howard Lutnick has more yarn spinning to do.
We've got so much, as I travel around, the attention on the Trump Gold Card. I mean, it makes me very popular. Last night, I was out to dinner, and someone came up and said, can I buy 10? And how do I buy 10? And I'm like, that's pretty good. It's $50 million for dinner. So, I was paying for my dinner.
No, what a relatable story to no one. Americans are worried about how much of their dwindling 401ks they'll have to pull from to put food on the table, and yet Howard Lutnick is bragging about dining out at establishments where the other patrons have a cool $50 million to spare. And what's worse, it's all bullshit intended to relax a grown-ass man who gets crankier than a wet baby when he has to hear the truth. For Trump, his cabinet meetings are pure escapism, a way to bombard his eyes and ears with pleasantries and avoid the harsh realities of the world. And look, I get it. Right now, everyone wants to do that. But that's why people become painters, not commanders-in-chief. Or at least painters after they were commanders-in-chief. But back in Factland, Trump was asked by Terry Moran if he still had confidence in his Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth.
You have 100% confidence in
I don't
Pete
have
Hegseth.
100% confidence in anything. Okay? Anything. Do I have 100%? It's a stupid question. Look,
It's a pretty important position.
No. You don't have 100%. Only a liar would say I have 100% confidence. I don't have 100% confidence that we're going to finish this interview.
You see how angry it makes him when he has to confront reality? Similar to how flat earthers aren't the most chipper folks on our round planet. The fact is, Pete Hegseth lacks the proper qualifications to be the high-ranking position that he's been appointed to, and since being in that position, his laissez-faire attitude towards standard DoD safety protocol has endangered American troops and our national security as a whole. But in fiction land, it's all a joke.
I could start with Pete on the left because he's my least controversial person at the moment. No, they don't know how good he is. Go ahead, Pete.
Well, Mr. President, I think we're controversial because we're over the target.
Controversial because you're over the target? You think that's why former top-ranking members of the military have spoken out about your track record? Because it's too good? In the land of facts, Trump was pressed on one of the things that he hates most, the law.
The law requires that every single person who is going to be deported gets a hearing first.
Well,
you acknowledge that?
I'll have to ask the lawyers about that. All I can say is this. If you're going to have 21 million people, and if we have to get a lot of them out because they're criminals, we're going to have to act fast. We can't. Do you think we can give 21 million trials? Let's say each trial takes 2 weeks. Is that what you want us to do?
The law
Give
is the
21
law,
million?
sir. The law is the law, and you're
the law
sworn
doesn't
to
say anything
uphold it.
about trials.
Not only is Trump a terrible president, he would make the world's worst lawyer, which is why, in fiction land, he hired the world's second worst lawyer.
I was at DEA yesterday, and they said to me, you, Donald Trump, have taken the handcuffs off of DEA agents. And as a result of, since you have been in office, President Trump, your DOJ agencies have seized more than 22 million fentanyl pills, 3,400 kilos of fentanyl since you've been your last 100 days, which saved, are you ready for this, media? 258 million lives.
No, nothing, just the Attorney General casually suggesting that had it not been for Dear Leader, a full 3/4 of our entire US population would have been dead in the last 3 months. Phew. Trump has tarnished America's reputation around the world, not just through his erratic trade policies, his disregard for the rule of law, or his antagonism toward the federal workforce. It is also because, through these hour-long bootlicking cabinet meetings, he is willingly showing anyone who wants to watch that America's president lives inside a fabricated reality, one that can only be preserved by surrounding himself with people who puppet his lunacy. And unfortunately for Trump, Terry Moran is not one of those puppets.
Do you think the reputation of the United States has gone down under your presidency?
No, I think it's gone way up, and I think we're a respected country again. We were laughed at all over the world. We had a president that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs, couldn't walk down a flight of stairs, couldn't walk across a stage without falling. We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news.
You're fake news. Everyone loves America. This president is so delusional that he hears people yell "fuck Trump" and thinks everyone wants to make love to him, which isn't so far off from how his cabinet pitched it this morning.
Everybody I've met, whether it's in a coal mine or at the border, law enforcement, the one thing they say on those trips is, please thank President Trump from all of us.
It's so sad. The desperate need for Trump to have his fictitious beliefs reinforced while simultaneously being fawned over is vomit-inducing. Even Ann Coulter, a conservative firebrand who spent decades complimenting every Republican administration, just tweeted out that she is tired of the Kim Jong-il level tributes at these cabinet meetings. The only question that felt even remotely fair at this cabinet meeting came from the vice president himself.
Why is it that the press is so focused on the fake BS rather than what's really going on in the country?
I think because that would mean they'd be stealing your job. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.